This is the real life being in the real estate business, right? But this guy's a superstar, this YouTube superstar.
Yeah, he's a superstar.
Matt McKeever's everywhere. We bought it at 10.35 million, and we're gonna sell it about almost 13 million. This is a 40-unit building in St. Catharines. Numbers-wise, it's about 130,000 per unit. So this is for 15 million. We have 1.5 million in there. But a deal like this is almost the same scope of work as a 10-unit. Or 20 unit. The funds is going to be bigger, your investment size is going to be bigger, your investor is going to be a lot different. Matt McKeever's taking advantage of old man Wong. So let's sort of get this straight, okay? Just give me a sec.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and we've got another great Kasey Wong compilation video for you guys, so I hope you're ready for some more amazing Kasey. But just to give you some context, this video is really focused for that time we went down to St. Catharines in Niagara Falls, caught up with Kasey while he was doing the due diligence on an apartment building he was looking to buy in St. Catharines. So this is Kasey climbing up onto the roof. We're getting into the basement, looking through the sewers. Lots of things going on in this video. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you do, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And let's just jump into more Kasey Wong.
So basically, got my crew in today. Today is actually, what, May 8th. And we have this under contract right now. So a lot of these, I don't know if these tenants know that we have this under contract. It's on the market. It was on the market for like a few days, just before OREC 2019. So we were doing the analysis while we were driving to OREC. So my wife and I were looking at the numbers.
Perfect. Just do that, Kasey. What are the key financial metrics you focus on when starting the analysis of a potential property? So when a property gets on your radar, are there some rules of thumb, or how do you go about determining whether it's worth digging deeper into?
What I first look at is where it's located, obviously. So there's certain markets that we have researched that we don't go into.
So would you guys mind sharing with the audience maybe a deal you recently looked at, whether it's something you purchased or decide not to purchase, and just tell us why you decide to either buy that deal or not buy it?
We're actually analyzing when we're driving here, so very current.
So I already put in an offer. He knows what we're looking for, and I trust when he says, good deal, lock it down.
Don't give specifics, look at all these comments. And look pretty solid. So what we're looking at, this is a 40-unit building in St. Catharines. Numbers-wise, it's about 130,000 per unit. Extra piece of land at the front, they severed that, and there's extra piece of land at the back as well. So unfortunately we can't give you the address. We just don't want people flooding here and, you know, disturbing tenants and, you know, creating a ruckus here. So essentially what it is that we have it under contract, and now I have to get my crew in here. My crew is usually plumbers. They scope the line. I'm a mechanical contractor. They'll come in and take a look at the boiler room. I have my roofer here that's is driven from Kitchener to St. Catharines here, just to make sure that the roof is good. And appraiser is going to be here this afternoon, as well as my PEng, my professional engineer, will be here actually next week. So we have to take a look at all the suites as well. But that's all the procedures that you'll go through. So those are I think it was like a handful of people that you need to analyze a specific property. Let's just walk this way, because I want to make sure that the roofer is essentially knows where to get the easiest access.
Is there a reason why you have the PEng go last? Or is that
just timing. No, it's just timing. So if you can get your PEng in quickly, because this is pretty time sensitive, the owner wants to sell, and he wants to get his money out fast because he has another deal going through. So you want to actually create less disruption to the tenants. So what you want to do is that you want everything on one day. So the roofer, Santos, he'll go and take a look at it. He does all my roofing jobs. In Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, he does everything, flat roofs. But know your pricing. Like when I'm taking a look at a building right here, so we analyzed what the numbers are. 130,000. I'll ask Colton. Colton's with. I met Colton, I guess through Facebook, and then he reached out, met him at OREC, and he knows this area. So local experts, we've been looking around as well. So we have to dig out the numbers, see what the true numbers are, and then find out if it's a good location, does it value, does that warrant that upgrade of renos to rent. So just take a look at the building here, Matt. So what I'm looking for right now will be the building structure. Of course, my PNs will tell me more. I don't know anything, okay? So you leave it up to the professionals. But what I'm looking for is the brickwork, the windows, the balcony, the flashing, the roof. If there's any kind of work that needs to be done for the brick, tuck pointing, water penetration, things like that, then you get separate quotes for that. This is the time to get the quotes and know exactly what's happening. So let's say if there's like a fracture or something like that, that you have cracking in the bricks. It could be right down through the bricks. It could be sort of like a staircase cracking along the mortar, and you have to know what, you know, get your contractors in to start quoting. Pricing wise for the roof, tar and gravel, usually about $10 a square foot. If it's a TPO membrane, it's usually about $12.50 a square foot, but just know your price. And then balcony work, they did some of the balcony work. Usually a balcony job will be about, if you have to rip it out and do everything, it's about $12,500. That's what I got for when I was working at some management companies where they had to pull it all down and what have you. Just give me a sec.
Oh, I didn't know you want to come up right away.
That's fine. How does it look?
Look okay.
Some ponding here. He said this is new. Does it look new?
Yeah, it's not that new, but it's new.
This is 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years, yeah.
Yeah? Nothing wrong with these?
No, 4 years, yeah. This is good roof.
This is a good roof?
Modify, this is good.
Yeah, so you have 3 junction boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. You carried that all the way up?
I did.
Dude, be careful, man. Yeah, so Santos mentioned that this is they call it a 2-ply basin cap modified installation of this roof. It looks pretty solid here. He said that the lifetime will probably be about 20 years, which is good. There's some issues here in regards to electrical. I don't know why there's 4 junction boxes up here. It's a little weird, a little odd. So that's something that we'll ask, you know, just get it removed. It is a safety issue. That's something that that we need them just to take care of. But either they can take care of it or we take care of it. So we usually ask them first. But Santos, anything else? Like something like these things? Well, this is debris.
I think this one was leaking after they did it.
These?
Yeah, that's why you have to make sure that you go inside the building and look.
Yeah.
And see if any water damage.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at like these things right here that you have these patchworks. You have probably like 5 over here, 6, 7. These are something that's added on. So you see a new roof that's being put on, and then you see these patchwork. You're like, hey, what the heck is going on? But it's very normal that when people put it up, that you'll see some issues. So nothing's 100% guaranteed or perfect. But you as a buyer, as a manager, property manager, you have to watch this.
Is there any comment here about the standing water that is here?
You're going to get it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be 100% perfect. This is not something that you work in a factory that everything is, you're working the elements. So the roofers are going to be, it's not going to be 100% perfect. So you do have some ponding. The problem is that if it ponds, if it finds a hole, it'll go through. Usually within about 3 days, if it's still here, you know, it's something to be worried about. But it's not uncommon to see ponding, and it happens, but it's not major. Okay, so you see the ponding, but it's not a real major issue. But overall, the construction, how they put the roof on, it's pretty solid. Santos, anything else?
No, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it look good.
Okay, so I'll pay Santos directly because he's my guy. He bills me directly. I don't put this back to the seller. Any kind of work that he gets, like any work that I need him to do, he gets it first off. Like he always gets all my work. So we're just going through the inspection right now. Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Okay, thanks. Goodbye. I should be a roofer.
You're not gonna get it.
Do you see anything? What does it look?
No, the roof is good.
The roof is good, right?
Yeah, you're okay for that.
Okay.
Okay?
Excellent. You got to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just send me the bill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Santos. So come on over. I'm just gonna do a quick walk, and then I'm gonna go inside because I want to make sure that the plumber knows exactly what to do. So what I'm looking for right now is no major structural issues. Everything is good. Balcony is good. I took a look at the railings. Like when you're looking at the railings, you're just looking at the condition of it, right? So you're nothing major. To remove and install, you're probably looking at about $45 a linear foot. So you just pace it out, whatever, 10 feet, 450, 15 feet, whatever, just multiply it out. So that's the cost of this. And then what you're looking for is that they did top work, and they actually did the bottom work as well. So if you put your cameras there, you can see that they did some of the work and some of the calcium stuff still coming through. But the balcony looks pretty solid and looks good. So they capped this, or they probably didn't, they just painted it. And just redid the top and the belly of the balcony. You don't want to seal it. If you're going to seal your balcony, if it's concrete, you're going to seal the top part, right, with probably elastomeric paint. Make sure that the water doesn't go through. But you want to actually let the concrete to breathe because it is porous. It's going to collect water. So you don't want to seal the concrete. Structure of the building looks pretty good. The brick is pretty solid. There's no real tuck pointing or anything like that. Here's the front part of the building. The bonus part of this is that this front part of the land was severed, sold, but then didn't go ahead with that. I think we can build something here. So we're going to look at this section right here and also in the back. But that's a bonus for this location, for this building in particular. Again, looks pretty solid at the front. Nothing pops out. Nothing too glaring that says that something needs to maintenance-wise, any kind of issues. A lot of conduit that you see, those are for the cameras. Okay, we're just gonna go in and thanks, Matt. So you usually do a line check for all the sewer lines. So what I normally do is that I want to make sure that there's no bellying, no cracking or anything like that. What this means is that obviously there's going to be more cost. And I want to know what kind of issues there are before I buy, right? The mechanical contractor will be here. He's going to take a look at the boiler as well as the domestic hot water. So what I'm looking for here is, again, any kind of cracks or anything like that, have a quick look. Any kind of sagging of the sewer lines will essentially mean that I may have to break out the floors, have to get hooks and hook it back up and make sure that there's a nice even slope going away from the building, so from the high to the low, obviously, right? So nice flow out of the building, and then once it hits the city lines, we're good. Scott, go ahead.
Okay. I'm out 50 meters.
And what does it look?
I marked it on the front lawn.
Okay.
Well, looks all right.
Yeah.
There's a couple of spots that have some crust.
Okay.
If you want to watch it. It looks like it's 6-inch. Most of the pipe looks like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? A couple of spots that I was lucky enough that when I was getting started, somebody was just finishing up a shower.
You'll see the bubbles, and it's when you take a shower, obviously.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
But I could see it because they was right above me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, that bathroom right above me.
Nice.
See, there's a little bit of snag there that.
Oh wait, hold on. What was that? A little snag there?
No, a little bit of gunk.
Okay.
That could be flushed out.
Okay.
But it's not holding anything up.
So when you're doing building maintenance like this, when you're looking at sewer lines, kitchen stacks, and things like that, a building like this of this age, you're gonna have to flush out. So I'll probably get Scott here to flush out the kitchen lines, the kitchen stacks. What this means is that a lot of the it's an ongoing maintenance issue, like every 1, 2, or maybe up to 5 years, depending on the building, the makeup of the building. So you don't usually do this for a single family home that you're gonna flush out the kitchen stacks. These are the kitchen stacks where your sinks and all that gets gunky, somebody pours down baking grease, and then the property manager, Matt, here's the property manager, he gets the calls at 2 o'clock in the night, hey, my kitchen sink is backing up. Well, why? Because, you know, people put grease and all that, and then we as property managers have to flush it out. So I call Scott here, I say, hey, Scott, tomorrow you're gonna go to this building, flush out the lines. He flushes, he power washes it on a regular basis. So probably every year or 2 years, you got to get that done. These are just regular maintenance, but you just watch, you know, and you know, take a look at the building, see what type of people are living there, because it's usually families. They're going to be cooking a lot. If it's single bachelor people that are vegan, right? I don't know why, but they don't cook bacon. I don't know why. So they're not going to have that grease build up, back up, right? So that's good. I'm going to have all vegan tenants going forward. So what happens if a tenant calls you and says, hey, dude, Kasey, my kitchen sink is backing up. What do I do? That little trap that for your sink, basically you put it on. Tell them, hey, put this on, and make sure that, you know, you tell that line basically don't use your sink. So that's something that you have to be cognizant of when you're doing property management. Kitchen stacks will get clogged up. You have to get your right people in there just to flush it out, to maintain it and watch it. Okay. Here's the boiler room. The guy's going to be taking a look at the boiler. It's an older boiler. Nothing was wrong with that. Just not as efficient. Heat exchanger is at the bottom. Heats up the closed loop system, and heats up the entire building. It's efficient if you maintain it and manage it properly. So just make sure that it's done properly. Here's the expansion tank, where obviously it's closed loop. You have gas when you heat up the water, heats it up, bang, there's the expansion tank. Your domestic hot water is basically your hot water for your showers, your sink, and things like that. So this is your domestic hot water. These two tanks are commercial tanks, and they will actually service the entire 40-unit building. Booster pump is here. Water comes in, heats it, and then shoots it back out. And that's about it. Very, very simple. On a larger unit building, let's say a 200-300 unit buildings, all these things will be on the roof. So you have all this on the roof. On a small building like this, it goes out, here's the crossover part of the building, and it goes right out up to each and every unit. That's all it is. Very, very simple. So these are commercial carpet. I like it because it dampens the noise, but the bad part is that you're going to maintain it every single pre and post winter. So what essentially that means is that you're gonna have to steam clean this. It looks nice. I probably wish that it was carpet tile, because if there's any kind of staining, damage, you just essentially take that piece of carpet out and drop in a new one. Of course, it's not gonna match, right? But it's better than nothing, right? This one I would have to cut out and do something if something does go wrong.
He just needs to quickly switch batteries, yeah. Kasey. While he's doing that though, do you mind, I'm sure the audience, one of the questions they're going to ask is like, what do you pay the roofer, what do you pay the plumber to come check the properties?
So plumber for scope the lines is about $135 an hour. So he's here probably two hours, so times 135. My roofer is about, I really don't know. He's probably going to be, for this charge, it's probably going to be 300 bucks, 400 bucks. Well worth it. My engineer, my professional engineer, it's because the finance company, the bank, they're not going to take like a building inspector and say, hey, I'm a home inspector, and you know my word is good, I'll put it on paper. It doesn't fly like that, especially with a commercial building like this. You need a professional engineer with a stamp. He says everything is good. The financier, the bank will say yes, it's a go-ahead, right? And then they'll fund the money. But yeah, each trade, talking about price-wise, it's going to be about anywhere, especially something like this, anywhere from about $70 to $80 an hour. So I'd rather pay by hour, watch them, make sure they do their work.
And so you're always using tradespeople that you already know when you're doing an inspection? Exactly.
So if you can, you use your people, you screen them out, they've done work for you. So he's willing to drive from KWC to St. Catharines. He's just my roofer, like, you know, he'll do his job. He went to London for me to fix my ride-out building in Wortley Village, so he's willing to do that. Great guy. He gets all my business first. He's willing to come and do this for me, about 300 bucks. Excellent. Get it done. This is a friend. The plumber here, he's going to scope the lines for me. He was actually the brother of a tenant that's done scoping and power flashing for my building in Preston, my Moore Street buildings. So he did that. So hey, I just piggyback off other people that they know, contractors know, and you know it's a word of mouth, and he wants more business. So again, going back, try to get your own guys in. The mechanical contractor, my guy in KWC didn't want to come all the way here. I understand, granted it's far, so I contacted another company. I believe this company has done the building over Niagara Falls that we're closing. This it's a roadway in. It's an inn that we're trying to close probably the next couple weeks. We partner up with people that hopefully we're going to close that. This one is a good little puppy that we want as well. But there's a lot of upside for this.
What's up guys, Matt here. Have you ever wanted to do wholesaling? Have you ever wanted to go all in on real estate investing? Well, I've heard your demands from the comment section on my YouTube video, and we're looking to hire more people to join our team. Now this is going to be a unique opportunity. You're going to need to fit outside of the traditional mold, but if you're willing to go all in on real estate investing, learn everything and do everything necessary to become a successful wholesaler, and you're willing to move to London, Ontario and move into one of the mansions with me, well, let's do it. So we've got a process for you guys to be able to join our team of wholesalers. Right now, I have 7 full-time wholesalers working for me in southwestern Ontario, but we actually want to grow the team even more, a lot more in fact. But the requirements are you need to be willing to go all in. So no other jobs, no side hustles, no other personal commitments. You just need to be laser-like focused on real estate and learning and personal development, because that's what this mansion's all about. In addition, you need to be willing to move to London, Ontario. I don't care where you currently live, but you need to be willing to move to London, Ontario. You need to be eligible to work in Ontario, all that good stuff. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. We're just looking for really dedicated, really hungry individuals that want to join our team. If you want to apply, send us an email, clickwholesaling@gmail.com. You're probably going to spell click wrong, so we're throwing it up here on the screen. We'll also have a link in the video description down below. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, guys. You've seen the evolution of Adam Martin from my team over the years. He joined us back in 2018, and he knew nothing about real estate investing. He'd never made an offer, never bought real estate, never made $1 off of real estate, and today he's absolutely crushing it. I know there's a lot of people that aspire to be the next Adam Martin. As well, you've seen the evolution of Mike and Shahir from my team and how they've grown as individuals and wholesalers as well. In fact, we've even got a whole new crop of wholesalers that you really haven't seen yet on the YouTube channel, but they'll be coming soon to a video on your news feed. But beyond that, we need more wholesalers. This is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you're serious about going all in on wholesaling real estate, I need you to join my team. Click the link down below, send us an email, and I look forward to chatting.
Concrete block and brick construction. So you see this is nice and solid. Concrete floors on the 2nd and the 3rd floor, which is good because it's something of this size. They can do a stick build. Stick build just means you can have wood floors, just louder. One of my buildings is a stick build. My Moore Street buildings are stick build. Concrete walls, but stick wood between the floors. Not as desirable. Has nothing to do with the rent. So whatever your rents are, it's going to dictate the price. So it has nothing to do with that. It just means with management, how your management people like to be louder and things like that. So this is we're actually working on a deal.
Yeah, no, people are going to love this.
So it's not like I've already got the deal, it's done, it's stabilized. This is something that we're working on. We're going to be raising money for. Usually we're doing accredited investors, but for something like this, yeah, it's going to be accredited investors. We're actually trying for something different here. We're going to try like a mutual fund trust. Matt probably knows what it is, but there's some finer details that you have to work on. So we're not sure. Like, people are reaching out to us, even to you, like they want to invest. We turn a lot of people away because we don't really work with an EMD. We only work with accredited investors. So these are exempt market dealers. So we would have to work with them. We have a few people that would reach out to us that want some of our deals and some of the, I guess, returns, right? So, but yeah, other than that, it's like taking a look at the roof line. Flashing is done. These are downspout. Those are your scuppers. The scuppers is right there where they meet your roof, and then it comes straight down. When they do the roof, it's ponding. Like, Adam went up to the roof and he sees some ponding there. It's not great, but we can't do anything about it, right? And these scuppers are essentially right where the roof and the walls meet. That's where the drain is, right? You see those little scuppers, and the water just ponds. It doesn't reach the scuppers. I wish they can do it better. Sometimes I've seen some roofers put foam up to get the height up. Foam doesn't add weight to it, and then try to drain it out so that you at least have somewhat of a slope so the water can drain off the building. So if there's any kind of holes or perforations in that membrane, at least you're not getting water through that ceiling and causing damage to the interior building. So it is what it is. You gotta work with what you have. If there's any kind of problems, there was some. We just have to manage it and maintain it as building owners. The value of this is probably $150 a unit. I'm guessing 140 to 150, and at 130, it's a pretty good value. Very, very straightforward. Nothing really complicated. I don't have any kind of work that needs to get done. There's no structural issues. Very simple. It's my bread and butter type of thing. Get in, renovate, and just drive up the rent, right? Nothing complicated. This is nothing. I'm not changing too many things. I'm not adding units. I will be actually adding some units, but exterior to that footprint of the building. I'm not doing anything like that. So I'm not a coach. I'm not a mentor. Like, hopefully you get information from this. But there's two things that, if you're starting out buying multifamily, I would really highly suggest two things, okay? Is that you hold a little bit more cash, okay? Like, if you don't have a mentor, and you can't find any mentor, hold a little bit more cash, okay? Because I think her name was Angie. She said that it's a good point. Is that there's a problem, you throw money at it. It's true. It's like you take out your wallet and you throw money at it. That's all it is, right? You get your professionals in there and get it fixed. So number one, throw money at it. Number two is buy a better location, right? So you're not buying your Schedule D, your low class buildings, your location that's rough, and you know that you're just getting cheap on the cheap. If you don't have any mentor, no coach, nothing, if you're just listening to these videos, watching these videos, those are the two things I would recommend. Hold more cash and buy a better location. That's it, okay? And that would actually help you quite a bit, because obviously you're getting a better location, getting better tenants, right? If there's any kind of issues, if you've done all your due diligence and you got all your people in there, hold that extra couple $100,000 or whatever, okay? Because that's what's gonna help you through the down patches, like your problems. Is really, you just got to pull out your wallet and throw cash at it. And that's what it is, right? This business is very simple. Conceptually, it's very easy, right? It's the execution. Execution is hard, right? It's not hard that nobody can do it. Really, anybody can do it, right? It's really if you want to do it. So, yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Nice.
So I saw some other of your videos. Is it like I have to say you're like the Oprah man, but you just look different. But like Oprah, what is Oprah? It's like Oprah, just like she's a talk show host, right? That's all you.
Yeah, just being the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and for me right now, it's just a great excuse to be able to talk to people that otherwise it maybe would be difficult to get easy access to them, right? So.
Yeah. So it's good. What are you guys up to now? Are you guys buying anymore, or?
I'm kind of really focusing right now on.
Okay, well, this is just the rebuttal of this comment. It seems like a lot of people are concerned for me. I don't know why, for whatever reason, people are thinking
think you can handle yourself.
I know.
Just because you buy buildings like this, they don't think you can handle yourself.
This guy is taking advantage of me. It's like Old Man Wong. Okay, so that was one of the comments of Matt McKeever's taking advantage of Old Man Wong. So let's sort of get this straight. Okay, I think I'm okay with like I'm actually kind of flattered that people are taking trying to take care of my finances and making sure that people are not taking advantage of me. But let's set this straight. I don't have time for YouTube. I don't have time for even coaching. People have asked me to do coaching, and I just don't have the time for it. So this is one avenue where I can just get information out to you guys that you guys can learn and take this and run with it and actually succeed. That's my whole point, is just educating people. I'm not here to get anything out of it. But Matt, I think people think that I want to get paid. I should get paid. Yeah. I should get paid, right, Matt? So this is how I'm going to say. This is how I want to get paid. There's two options of paying, okay? First option is this. You have to find out the X amount of costs because my time is valuable, right? So you should be paying me. This is how you're going to pay me. Think about the dollar value of all these videos. So let's say it's 500. Okay, 500 bucks. All right. You think it's fair? So $500. Now you're going to pay $500. This is how you're going to pay me. You're going to pick a charity of your choice. I don't even want to know about it. Okay, it's charity of your choice. You're going to drop that $500 or $200 or $100 if you're in a budget or anything like that. If you're starting out, $50. Okay, that's one. That's an easy one. Number two is this. This is harder. Everybody in their life has a relationship that's hard, that's difficult, that it's broken down. It could be a family. It could be, usually it's family. It's mother, father, uncles, aunts, brothers or sisters. Okay, cousins, aunties, or uncles. You're gonna take that person out for dinner. Okay, you're gonna sit down with them. You're gonna have a meal with them, and you're gonna try to sort of mend that relationship. That's harder because these are people that you know. So that's how I want to get paid.
I love it.
All right. So I'm not here to get money from you guys. I'm not saying, hey, go to the back of the room. I want your credit card right now. Pay me, pay me, pay me. I want those views or whatever. I'm not asking for that. I just want you guys to succeed. And you know what? Just pay forward. Number one or number two. Number two is harder. Okay. Number two is everybody has that. Don't think that you don't, because you do.
I love it.
All right.
That's great advice, and I hope you guys take advantage of it and go do it.
There. That's why I want to get paid.
Like it. What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here with Kasey Wong, and we're in Niagara Falls. And you may be wondering what we're doing in Niagara Falls. So Kasey, can you kind of break down for us?
For sure.
What's the story here?
So we have this this little property under contract right now. It's Roadway Inn. It's a nice piece of property that we can build 3 buildings. And we actually had this under contract for about 3 months, 3 or even 4 months. And we actually had to delay the owner because we couldn't get the money, the investors, and some of the overseas investors sort of bailed on us at the last minute. So we actually went over and partnered up with Pro Funds, Carmen and I think it's Carmen is the main person, Richard, and also Lou. So we got them involved. So we're doing a joint venture with them. This location is very prominent. It's a high-profile location. So if you just do a quick little 360, Peter, you can see the just the location.
Yeah.
The locale is amazing.
And we'll throw up the Google Maps, and that'll really make it obvious.
But the deals are here. So there's a deal of the century every single week. The only thing is that sometimes it's the funding. You have to get these the investors, and some of the investors, you know, there could be hiccups. There's going to be hurdles that they have to overcome. Some of the money could be overseas, and they can't get the money here. So it's a little hard for us as well to partner up with people and find the right partners. So there are deals out there. We got this for $15 million. So some of these parcels of land was selling for about 25 to even up to 40 million. One right in front of the falls is going for, I think, 42.5 million. Of course, there's only one side that faces the falls. You have other 3 sides that don't face the falls as well. So they're buying it at premium, rightly so, because they have that view. Something like a B-class hotel that we're going to be putting here, like a Hilton, will probably be like a True, or there's a Homestay Suite, I believe, that we have an LOI on from Hilton, and they like this. So something like this isn't everybody's radar. Anybody can do it. The only thing is that, yes, it's the funding. So scaling to that size, it took us since 2003 till now. So it's 13 years. We're 2019 May, at the end of May. So it is, you know, it's not your oh, in 1 or 2 years you're going to get to something like this. It may take some time. But a deal like this is almost the same scope of work as a 10 unit or 20 unit. The funds is going to be bigger. Your investment size is going to be bigger. Your investor is going to be a lot different, and they're more sophisticated. They're not going to be your regular mom and pop. Hey, I'm going to invest 50,000, 100,000. They're going to be more sophisticated. They're going to have lawyers. Of course, we have lawyers as well. We want to make sure that the deal itself is a win-win for everybody. But yeah, there's always deals out there. Just go. You have to, you know, network. Network in the right places. Like, I know you like the right group. I'm in RAIN, but I actually go out and network with people that they're not in real estate. Yeah. So get out there, start talking to people. People will find you as well. I know some people are reaching out to me through this channel, which is great. But deals are just like the St. Catharines deal that we're working on right now, this is the Niagara deal. So we're at end of May 2019. We're working on a Whitby deal as well. We're going to build about 73, about 100 units condos right downtown Whitby. So there's 3 projects that we're working on right now, and some people are asking, hey, like I should do a YouTube channel or whatever. Mind you, I have 200 units, about 5 buildings, maybe 3 projects right now that we're working on, 4 kids. It's busy. We're actually moving right now. We're moving right now, so we're pretty low key. Like, we've been living in our bungalow. Mind you, this is it.
Yeah, Kasey's been house hacking.
So I've been house hacking for the last, 13 years. I live in a bungalow. That bungalow is a 1-story, okay? I rent out my basement to 2 tenants. I have 2 full-size kitchens and a bathroom, separate entrance, so I don't see my tenants. It's a 1,300 square feet bungalow from wall to wall, okay? Wall to wall, 1,300, maybe 1,350 square feet, and I rent the basement out for almost $2,000, okay? And I could buy a place up north or someplace and, you know, be mortgage free, but I like to stay in the Yonge and Finch area, in the Toronto area. So that's where we live. We're going to be building a house, but it's taken us 16 years now. We have 4 kids, 11, 9, 7, and 2, living in a bungalow, 1,300 square feet.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? We really used that space, that little bungalow, for how many people? 9 people. Okay. So. You know, I'm not saying everybody should live frugally. I'm not saying everybody should do what I do. You know, your life is your life, right? Do what you want.
Yeah.
Right? I know you guys house hack. I guess I do it. And then there's deals, right? And then now we're building, but I'm not very what's the word? Exorbitant in my spending.
Yeah.
My habits are it is what it is. You'll probably always see me in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and a pair of boots that I've been wearing for the last 5 years. This is whatever, right? But that's how I am, okay? But I just want to help you guys out. There's deals out there. Just go out there, take a look at, like, you have to search, and deals will find you, and you will find the deals as well.
And so this is a different type of project than what your bread and butter has been. So do you mind kind of, just for the audience, how do you approach, like, moving into a different industry or business? Or
good point. I was talking to, we had that the video with Adam. Adam, look at me right now. He's saying, my thing was, hey, go do the deals and be good at it, right? And then he wants to scale up, do a multifamily, which is good, okay? Because now he can expand his portfolio, right? But my investors are always going to be looking at multifamily because they like multifamily. It's easy. It's financing is a lot easier. You can get right at the get-go. You're getting money right away. You're getting that rent. Something like this is out of my comfort zone, out of my wife's comfort zone. Having a build, being able to raise money, because sometimes you can't get the financing from the bank. Getting the Whitby deal, and this deal is completely different. The one in St. Catharines has a 40-unit building. So this is out of our comfort zone. We're stepping into some development. That opportunity seems to be good. And we try to, in cases that we don't have that experience, we partner up with people.
Yeah, and I think that's just really important to hit upon, right? It's not like you decide, okay, I'm going to go out start my own brand of hotels. I'm going to do everything from scratch. Like, no, you're going to lean upon other people, their infrastructure, their network as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not a hotel operator. So you're going to be hiring somebody out. I have my administrators that we just hired. We hired an accountant full time in our office. But things, you're not going to know everything, and you're going to reach out to people that has that experience. If we have to outsource the hotel operations, we're going to do that. If we're going to partner with somebody who has that experience, who has the funding, we're going to do that. But yeah, you just have to be out there. Deals are out there, but you just have to be able to put everything together. The knowledge is out there. The execution of deals is very difficult. For a lot of people, it's going to be very difficult. This is something like you guys will learn, either videos, or you're going to Google it, you're going to partner with somebody, you're going to get coaching. Not from me, but from other people. Get coaching. I know actually other coaches ask me to coach them. I just don't have the time. But there are deals out there. Just get going, right? And just
and so one other thing I want to build upon that I think is really important, you mentioned, like, yes, you go to some real estate investor networking events, but you're also really focused on networking with non-real estate investors because real estate investors want to get too hands-on, right? Like they want to get the absolute best deal because that's what they're focused on. where you want people that actually want to kind of more passively invest, right?
That's
and
right.
so you need to go to where those people are.
That's right. I'm talking to people, gas station attendants. They're actually owners. They could be obviously your professionals. It could be your doctors, your lawyers, your dentists, people like that. Usually business owners get it. So you're out there talking. We could be like friends of sports groups or whatever. It could be like the baseball, the hockey groups and things like that. You're going to be talking, and a lot of these people are in this age group of anywhere from about 40 to about 50. That they're sort of entrenched in their business or in their jobs, but they don't have the time. So those are the people that you're talking to, and you're just out there. You're just, again, we talked about attracting investors, and we talked about, you know, the conversation, but it really is that you actually get out there and start talking to people and meeting people.
Yeah, and so one other thing I just want to really highlight about this project, this story in particular, YouTube, you often just kind of see the highlights, right? So they don't necessarily see like the ups and downs and the stress, and so we don't necessarily have to get into specifics if you don't want to, but you were mentioning how in order to get an extension you had to put down earnest money that wasn't going to be refundable, right?
That's right. So we couldn't close, so we had to extend. So we had to actually put an extra $1 million. So we had about a $1.5 million into this. Obviously, if you don't close, that's your deposit, right? So this is for $15 million. We have $1.5 million in there, but we really need to close. So we have to find those investors. When it comes to the point where you have to extend, you're gonna have to put some money down. Even with my other project, the Galt and the Preston property, the 65 unit, I put in extra, I think it was, sort of slipped my head, I think it was $300,000 or $400,000. Okay, I think it was $300,000 that I had to put up. But it comes to the point where you have to do this, and you have to have some deeper pockets, either you or your investors, right? But you're going to be scaling up. You're going to be doing the Airbnbs, the smaller single-family homes, and then you're going to be scaling up and getting the larger projects. Because honestly, time-wise, you're working a single-family home to like a triplex, a duplex, conversions to something like a 40-unit building or something like this. It's almost the same amount of work, right? So scaling up and getting something bigger is really it is a lot easier.
Yeah, I love it. I know the YouTube channel is going to absolutely love this. It's just it's where we all want to get to, right? But at the same time, it starts by house hacking. You know, living with 6 people in a 1,350 square foot apartment and a house you own. That's how you get here, is by making those sacrifices, by really focusing on what's truly important. So anything else we should say before we wrap up this video, Kasey?
No, just, you know what, go ahead, like, go and do it, guys. Like, you guys can do this. I'm not, like, really, you have to get out there, get out of your comfort zone, network, take a look at some properties. Remember, my wife and I looked through 300, we walked through 100 before we bought our first, okay? So get out there.
Love it. At the start of 2016, 4 years ago, I literally was a ghost on social media. Back in 2016, no one knew who I was. No one other than maybe my parents and best friends knew I was a real estate investor.
In my real estate business now, I legit only sell on social media. I do not sell anything else. I don't care about a sign. I don't print off any pieces of paper and hand it to you. Only social media. I've built my entire real estate agent business off social media.
Over the course of one single Instagram live video where I was walking through a property, I was actually able to raise $80,000.
Today, 4,000 to 5,000 people watch me every single day on YouTube. 1,000 people will watch my stories on Instagram. You know, over 500 will watch my stories on Facebook. I just envision that as, how could I possibly talk to 5,000 people a day one-on-one?
People lend me money for my real estate investments. If you didn't know, myself and Matt McKeever are in the apartment buying business right now, and we're buying a lot of units. So people lend us money for renovations, for deposits, and we pay interest on that. And I often share the interest payments on Instagram, which leads to more people reaching out to me wondering how they can get involved. And because of that, I was able to raise almost $1 million within the last 90 days.
Basically taking this business from zero to now we've done over $1.4 million in sales this year, and it's all been through social media. I've been actually able to attract all 6 of my top performing wholesalers and my back of house staff through social media, okay? All of it has been done through there and by showing the process.
The printing press, tele and radio communications, the internet, and then social media. These are the 4 big media revolutions that just changed the game as we know it. And right now, I'm in a giant land grab to try and get my hands on as much of the social media attention world is possible.
If you guys are not on social media, you have to do it. I don't care if you're a restaurant, you're an insurance agent, you're a real estate agent, you need to be on social media. It's the easiest way to branch out and talk to so many people.
If there was only one thing I could tell you guys, the one thing I would tell you is start today. Okay, yesterday was the best time to start. In fact, when you first even thought about your business idea, that was the best time to start. But the next best time is right now. If you start posting and start publishing your story today, I guarantee you, you will have results from social media so long as you stay consistent. So come and get your social proof.
So we bought this building from Tricar. Tricar is a prominent southwestern London builder, and we bought it. This is the $8 million raise, right? So essentially, we bought this last year. We're gonna flip this out. We bought it from Tricar, and this is not something that we normally do. It's not a buy and hold, so we're flipping this building. We bought the entire building. It's already condominiumized, and we're just going to sell it out. It's essentially, we can see the value there. We bought it at $10.35 million, and we're going to sell it about almost $13 million. What we try to do is that when we're doing our analysis, it's not going to generate any money because we're buying at the top of the market. Most of these condos or an apartment building doesn't really make money on a monthly basis. So what we try to do is that if we see value in it, we're going to quickly sell it. Right?
Yeah.
And make that for us and our investors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that for. So what we try to do is that we try to find something that we can make money on, and for our investors, so we can quickly sell this. We sold 23 out of the 36 units within 1 year, and that's something that kind of. We thought we can sell it all, but we couldn't because the stress test really tightened up that market, and a lot of the home buyers couldn't purchase. Or couldn't qualify for that mortgage. So we'll come over and take a look at this unit. This is Chloe, number 4. She's the asset management. Come on in. Go in and take a look. So it depends on the strategy, whatever people do. Some people can do a flip, fix and flip, fairly easy, one year the in and out. We're doing this just on a larger scale. It doesn't mean anything different. It means it's just bigger. Small or big, that's the same thing, right? We can see value in it, and when Jed does the numbers, when we take a look at the building, there is inherent value in there. So we're going to quickly, buy it and flip it out. So right now we're sitting on 13 units. Is that 13? Jed, 13?
13 or 14 right now.
Yeah, 13 or 14 units that we're still sitting on that we're going to sell. So come springtime, hopefully the demand picks up and we can quickly sell. So what we try to do is that, worst case scenario is that you have to paint this entire one wall, right? The best case is probably just do this one patch, and if the paint is not that old, it usually blends okay, right? But that's what you do. You're not painting the entire wall. You're doing spot sections. You're doing sections, right? Likewise with a corner, something like that. Same thing. What we're trying to do is that you're not trying to overspend. So in this section of here's a closet, here's the bedroom. There's some slight work that needs to be done. Again, you don't want to be spending so much money and painting the entire unit. You don't need to. Just paint this section. It might be just from baseboards upwards. And then you just feather that in. Likewise with this, worst case scenario, as I mentioned, you might paint this section of the wall and almost the entire wall, just so that it looks pleasing. It looks okay. But other than that, no, you're not going to be doing the entire section. And sometimes people would stage. One of my agents is going to be staging some of the units to sell. And when you do that, what you can do is that you find a local furniture company to see if they can actually put in their furniture. So I don't want to pay staging costs, whatever that is. It's about $1,500 to $2,000 each and every month. No, what you try to do is that you get them to put their furniture in it, and then you get them to advertise. So they always have older furniture that's maybe out of season, like last year's. Tell them to put it in. It's not going to cost them anything, but they have advertising, and sometimes they actually get a sale from that. So that too is a quick little nugget for you guys to know that you're not spending all that money. Hook up with some of the local furniture companies around the neighborhood, if it's near Woolley Village, London, wherever it is. So she's a little bit loud, but it shows the real, this is the real life sort of daily thing of real estate, being in the real estate business, right?
And so you guys will put this back up for rent?
No, oh no,
Leave it vacant?
This is going to be for sale. So we're trying to sell all the units that we have. We have 13 left.
Yeah. So if they come vacant, you're not renting?
Yeah, well it depends. Like sometimes you have to manage cash flow, right? So sometimes you have to rent it out because you have to be able to carry that building too, right? So it depends. If your strategy, if you can hold, like if you can carry that, of course. You don't want to, you want to keep it empty. It shows nicer. But the problem here is that you're trying to manage everything. You're trying to manage cash flow. You're trying to manage the selling side of it with your agent. And sometimes they want vacant because it shows easier and shows faster, right? But that's a piece that you have. You're in this situation that you have to do everything all at once, right?
Yeah.
Good question.
And so for an apartment like this, what's it rent for?
This one will rent for, this is 2 bedrooms, $1,850. I put it up to $1,995. I got a few calls and I got people negotiating with me, and then I dropped it down to $1,850 for the 2 bedroom. I'm not sure what the London market is, but this is one of my clients, not one of my clients, they actually bought it, and then they turned around to me and said, hey, can you rent it out? And I said, yeah, I can rent it. I pay my cleaners $10 per showing. And you have to know your market. So if it's pushing 2,000 or if it's a little bit lower of 1,850, then you have to drop it down slightly, right? But always you're trying to push that envelope. You're trying to push it so that you can get the maximum rent, right? So again, 2 bedroom, it's almost 2,000. They pay all the utilities. It's all sub-metered here. Gas, hydro is on the tenants, and then water is on me as an owner, right? So let's let this little tenant in. Yeah, yeah. His name is. Where's the rent? But this guy's a superstar. This YouTube superstar.
Yeah, he's a superstar.
Matt McKeever's everywhere.
Well, everyone came up to me. I went to the right club last night, right? And everyone's just like, "You're the guy with Kasey, right?"
Who's the right club?
No. I'm with him, not he's with me. I'm with him.
It's like another type of rain type.
Oh, yeah.
Group.
So when you go to these social groups, right, in these meetups, these networks, you're meeting operators. They want to do it themselves, right? I'm not meeting the accredited investor. That's what I'm looking for, is the accredited investor. Sometimes I do meet them, right? So I got $500,000 from Rain. Actually just Rain, because I don't have enough time because of these guys, right? I don't have enough time to network. And when I do network, it's probably in my circle of friends, right? Yeah. And I told you how I network. I'm not pushy. I'm not, because honestly, they're not looking at the projects, the investment. They're not looking at returns. They're looking at you. So you're selling yourself. They want to know who's behind this project, because regardless of the project, that person, the Adam Martin, the Matt McKeevers, those are the guys that you're investing with. The Matt Pichets out there. They're gonna say, hey, who is this Matt Pichet? Does he know his stuff? He knows his stuff. I'm gonna invest with him, right? Regardless of the project, right? Same thing with me. If I'm finding the investors, they're going to be looking at me, not the project. The project is good. They're going to say, hey, does Kasey know his stuff, right? After that, they'll look at the project, make sure it makes sense, and then they'll delve deeper into the project, right? But this is not normal. I don't usually bring, like my wife she doesn't usually like this part of the business. She doesn't like going to the properties. She doesn't like dealing with the tenants. I love dealing with the tenants. She doesn't like dealing with rent collections, going to court, dealing with contractors. That's not her thing. She likes to deal with the accountants. She likes to deal with the lawyers, the deal makers, the agents, all of that, which I actually don't even like dealing with. I don't like dealing with the lawyers, right? I don't like dealing with the paperwork. She reads through everything. Like, she's very meticulous. If there's a legal document, she combs through it, right? And she goes, what's this section? I don't want to do that, right? So different skill set. She's more of the visionary, right?
And it really complements.
Yeah, I'm more of the integrator. So I will, that's what I heard from Jose Shafarji, is that there's two people that's a good collaboration, is that somebody who has that vision of where the company's going, where you want to go. Like for me, I don't mind holding a property forever, for 20, 25 years or 30 years and just cash flowing it. I'm very happy with just doing that and just going back to work, working for 20 hours a week. 20 hours a week just being part-time. She likes to look at the properties and she'll look at the deals, and then she'll send me out, say, hey, go take a look at this property. Like a dog. Say, hey, send the dogs out. But I'm the one that will go look at the properties, see if it makes a good fit for our strategy. That property may not be a buy and hold. It may be a flip, buy and a flip, right?
Yeah.
But hey, this is good. It's like people see this, right? People, I got like, I told you, I'm more of like a hard person, but this is, family is like running it around. I brought all my kids to all the properties, and what they say is that, Daddy, you just drive around, drink coffee all day. I literally, they think I don't do anything. I don't know what they say in that sort of the playground, because a parent, you know, they'll say, oh, what does your dad do? What does your mom do? A lot of the, I guess their friends will say, oh, my dad's a cardiologist. My mom's a dentist or whatever, right? But yeah, I'm like,
Real estate investors are hard to describe.
It's hard to describe. So Jed's actually at home, whatever, talking on the phone with people all day, and I don't do anything, right? But I think they can appreciate it later. They'll see what the fruits of labor is after. It is difficult.
The tuition.
Yeah, so all of our money goes to the kids' tuition, right? So I mentioned that they're in private school. I still drive a Honda Odyssey. So seriously, I don't see what we're doing,
You live
right?
a very modest lifestyle.
This is all I have time for. Sometimes things are loose and then you just need tightening, right? Because every home buyer would open a cabinet, right?
Yeah.
Did you just turn that on? Just do it, right? Because a lot of the contractors, sometimes they don't look at it, right?
Yeah, they're not very like detailed.
Yeah, they're in it for, to be honest with you, yeah, they're in it for just the money, right? Get the work done, get paid, get out. But you as a homeowner, as an investor, you'll be a little bit more detailed, more meticulous, know exactly what people are looking for. All homeowners or investors are going to open up doors, they're going to slam it, you're going to kick the tire, right? If you're buying a house or buying a car. They're always going to open up the fridge, regardless of it being tenanted or not. We're going to see how the people live, right?
Yeah.
So you just want to make sure that it looks presentable, right? So if this is a building, a unit that you're going to be selling, you do what the potential buyers are going to do, right? So yeah, this girl wants some water. Wawa's water. So know what you're getting into. As an investor, walk the building, right? Walk the buildings at night before you buy. Those, you know, I told you guys Friday nights to Saturday nights to see who's there. You have the drug dealers, the prostitution. Sometimes it's a rough neighborhood. You won't know it. Those are your softer analysis, right? Again, these are flips, right? This is a quartz countertop. Normally a quartz countertop will be a $32 to $45 a square foot, right? If you want to pay for it, just measure it out, right? So it's going to be a 3 feet by 7 feet. Whatever that is, multiply that out, times it by about, let's say $40 a square foot, and know what the price is. An undermount sink, and then when you're posting advertisement, post it. Post something that there's a ghost ad. You do a regular ad, and then you do something with granite, higher end finishes, stainless steel. Now you know if it warrants something higher. If the market is there, the market is there. Do it, right? If your payback period is relatively low, do it. If it pays an extra $100 or $200 or $50, right? You know your figures. Do you want your payback period to be 5 years, 7 years? If it's only 2 years, do it. If it's less than two and a half years, you're definitely going to do it. right? So know your budget. Like anything, any kind of business, anything that you're doing, anything that you're doing, it's based on numbers, right? If you think you can do it and it makes sense, that payback period, then go ahead, right? But again, do your ads, do your analysis, the 5-year projection, know your rent. Your rent is going to be your ads, your market analysis. Then you'll have your 40%, depends on your location, right? Your locale. 40% is going to be on expenses. Then the other portion would be your debt, your mortgage, right? Your carrying costs on that. And then whatever's left over is just your cash flow. Be it positive, negative, or zero, right? So know your numbers. So when you're buying a condo, this is coming from a property manager, okay? There's always going to be one level that's a little bit lower. These are the crossover. Try not to buy on this level. All your pipes cross over, and whenever you have a flood, it's going to be on this level, okay? This doesn't have it, I think, but we'll take a look at the other levels. So that's one thing that you want to stay away from. So you walk the building and say, okay, well, on a 20-story, the 10th floor is lower. That's because all these pipes are being crossed over. Also, don't get too close to the elevators. Sometimes, obviously, the garbage, the pickup, the disposal, things like that, it gets pretty smelly. Break and enters usually happen beside the fire escape, okay? So any kind of B&Es will happen there, all right? Other than that, penthouse, anything on the penthouse, you can have your heat, all your mechanical stuff is on your penthouse, so it gets noisy on the penthouse level. If they didn't waterproof that floor in the boiler room, if there's any kind of leak in the boiler room, so if they don't do an elastomeric paint on that floor, if there's any kind of leaks, it's going to go into that unit below. Okay, so just be cognizant of where you're buying within a building. This is as a property manager, like if you're doing condos or things like that, know where the location of that unit is going to be within the building. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I've never heard that tip.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's number 3. Can you press it?
So in a building,
oh no,
you have in my buildings, on these low rise, you're going to have basically just heat, water, electrical. These ones will have your elevators. You're going to have your fan coils or your makeup air units. Your makeup air units is MUA. Your makeup air units are pressure and ventilation for the hallways. So what this means is that you have a high pressure in the hallways and a low pressure inside the units. This keeps the fire inside a unit, in that unit. And any kind of smells. So when people are cooking, you're not going to smell the person next door what they're having for dinner. So you have this. It's called a makeup air unit. So it's another thing that you have to take care of it. So makeup air units, you have a chiller, which essentially is your air conditioning unit. So here's in a hallway, you'll see this. This is called a makeup air unit. This blows in air, fresh air from the outside in, and it creates a positive pressure here and a negative pressure inside the unit. So now you don't get the smells coming in. So older apartments don't have this, newer ones will. Okay. What this means is just more cost, right, for carrying a building. So if you're buying a new build, that's what you're looking, expect that. Generators and all, you'll have that. A generator would be, you have to take care of. You have to fill up the, you have like oil or gas that's being delivered on a regular basis. Here's a model suite that we're selling.
This is beautiful.
And again, we didn't pay for this. We don't pay for the staging. We got a local company, furniture company, to stage it for us at no cost. And now they're advertising for free now. They don't have to put things out. There's going to be a lot of people going in and out. So as an investor, slash builders, they're going to get it decorated, with furniture and all, quite inexpensively, and you're helping that local furniture company as well. So think outside the box, know how to advertise, know how to market, know how to stage or whatever, right? Yeah. But within a condo, so you can have a generator, you can have elevators, you can have a makeup air unit. If you have an underground garage, you can have fans moving. Like builders are not going to be putting a CO detector in there. So your fan, by code, needs to run, because you can't have a car idle right, and create CO, then somebody can potentially die, right? So you have a CO detector. So now you don't have to have those fans running. Sometimes you go in the garage and you can hear that it's like it's buzzing and it's freezing because they have to draw in cold air or fresh air just in case that there's a car idling and creating that CO in there. So what you do is that you just create put a CO detector in there, and now this fan is only running when it's needed, right? So that's saving on money as well. Those are the things that as a property manager, as a condo, like you should know this. And tell your property managers that, hey, get a CO detector in there, you're gonna drop that operating cost significantly. That's probably a 6-month or even 8-month payback period, right? So just know what you're getting into. Buildings are gonna be more expensive. Newer built buildings, this is a 36 unit, but if you're buying something like this just to rent it out, know that it's gonna be very, very expensive. Yeah, these are apples they can't eat, right? So, like staging it, right? Yeah, it looks good. So this, so doing this and making sure that it shows really, really well. We're flipping this, we're selling it, and it smells good, it's clean, and potential tenants, prospects, can see themselves living here. We don't normally flip. Again, we don't normally flip, but when we do flip, you have to know what you're doing, right? So,
We should go now.
yeah, we should get.
Obviously, a huge thanks to Kasey for all the time he spent helping just shoot all these amazing real estate videos. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. And remember, as always, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money in this world for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, I mean, like, what's the point? Thanks, guys.